Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Meloncita, and today I am going to be finally going through my 2025 annual goals reflection, and as well as going through my 2026 annual goals and word of the year. So if you're interested in seeing how my year went, then keep watching. So, for some context, I am using a big happy planner with the Makse life goal setting system in it. It's kind of like a modified version inside of a happy planner. I have the digital version of the Makse life planner, and I use those pages like on my phone or on my laptop, and then I kind of write down what I need in my planner. So, as kind of like a little refresher, I had done a kind of like 6 month check in with my annual goals in last year in 2025. Just kind of see where I stood after having my baby. So, I do have a baby girl. She was born in last year in 2025, and so things kind of shifted. Another major life event that happened was I actually was laid off in the summer of 2025, and so a lot of these goals also shifted. So, for context, this was my life compass in 2024 and where I wanted to be in 2025. And so these were pages that I printed from the planner. And you can also find this assessment scoring as a free resource on the Makse Life website. I'll link their website below. And my word of the year for 2025 was Odyssey. It was the same word as 2024 because it just was really fitting with the life journey that we were going through, with having a new baby and a new job and all of that stuff. And so these were my annual goals for 2025. So for personal, I had complete 2023 memory photo planner, which I did do, complete 2024 memory photo planner, and work in baby memory planner, which I did not do. So I did do one, so that's good. For fun and recreation, I have a creative vertical planner that I call my creative. It's for my memory keeping, and I wanted to do both 2024 and 2025. I didn't do that, but I have a new system where my photo memory and my creative planner are combined now, so hopefully that'll help make this a little bit easier. I also have read 25 books in 2025. I think I read 18 books. So, I mean, considering that I got a new baby and just life happening, I think 18 books is still pretty good. So that's great. Finished 2 video games. I didn't do that, but I did start some new games. So I'll give myself credit for that. Since my focus was mommy fun and joy, I did have fun and I did have joy. So for work and learning, I had maternity leave plan and maintain YouTube schedule of one video per week. So I did do my maternity leave plan, and this work and learning is going to shift definitely. Well, not really. It still will be maintaining a YouTube schedule. It's just now I'm like full force into that. So you should hopefully see more of me. For family and relationships, I had text and call family monthly and date night monthly. I would say, I have to look at the stats, but I would say that I did do these pretty consistently. I did text and call my family, my different family members every month, and I met with, or multiple times, and I also did try to do consistently a date night monthly. That shifted when we had our baby. It was more of like if we had like a dinner together with the baby, or just had like a fun night in kind of thing. So I would say that was a success. Okay, so for health and wellness, healthy baby and mommy, which we definitely did have, postpartum recovery, which was great for me, and then maintain my habits. This is the place where I fell off. So I tried to drink my water daily, which I did in the beginning, and then I tried to do movement at least 30 minutes a day or 6K steps a day. That doesn't really hit that well, but we're going to work on that. And then I guess I crossed off this optional of the gym weekly because there was just no way. So then for spiritual and personal growth, maintain Moxie life, one new park trail monthly, and walk outside one time weekly. So I will say, for the most part, I will say, given the circumstances, I would say I did maintain Moxie life. For one new park and trail monthly, I would have to look at the stats. But we did try to actively go to different parks and different trails. But with my body, with time permitting, and with having a new baby, things changed. But we did try. So for financial, lower debt by 50% for a specific card, 10K savings, and one card down to zero balance. So I will say we did lower the debt by 50%, way exceeded that goal. I would say it's down by like 80% now, which is fantastic. And we did hit our 10K savings, which is great too. So I'm really proud of that. We hit that pretty quickly, actually. One card down to zero balance. We were almost there, but we didn't quite do it. But considering that one of the larger cards was brought down that much, was a pretty significant amount, I would say that's a big win. And then for physical environment, we have baby nursery and space, baby routine, and clean desk weekly. So we definitely got the baby nursery and space completed. Now we have a baby routine. It kind of shifted, especially with me not being laid off. So definitely spent a lot of time with baby. Clean desk weekly, not so much. There really wasn't much to do on my desk, so it just kind of sat there anyway. Or things just piled up. So overall, I think it was a very great year. I'm very happy with everything, and I'm really grateful for all of the positive things that happened in this year. I mean, obviously there's going to be some bumps in the road, very big bumps in the road, but that we have made it to 2026 in one piece, I think, considering all of the things that are happening in the world and in the country, I think that's a win. So that was my reflection of 2025. So this is now my 2025 Life Compass reflection, and the questions that I answered. So I did this back last month in December of 2025. This is the assessment scoring part. You are given 8 questions in each area of life, and you rate each statement on a scale of 1 to 10 for the year. So how you felt 2025 went. And how you feel at this moment. And so you add these scores all together, get the average, and this is the numbers that I have for it. So for personal, at the beginning of the year, I had a 8.125, and this year it stayed the same. For fun and recreation, I was at 7.5, and it went up to 7.75 at the end of the year. So that's good too. For work and learning, I started at 7.125 and I ended up at 7.625, which is actually kind of surprising. But as I did more reflection, I realized it's because of the push for me to kind of go into this online space, YouTube space, like content creation space. And that layoff kind of pushed me into that direction. So I think that's why this scored higher than before. Maybe I wasn't happy at my work, and it was just another income, and I loved my job. I loved the people that I worked with, but I think I guess the universe is just telling me that it was time for a change. So, and I felt that that's the right move. I guess, yeah. So that was very surprising to me. For family and relationships, I had scored a 7.25 in the beginning of the year, and this one went down to 7.125. I think because with having a child, with having our baby, I think I kind of lost that I feel like I'm separated from the village that I was used to having growing up, right? And so I think that's where, the sense of community and belonging is pretty low. The boundaries, I guess, is low, but I think the community is the biggest part, and so I think that's why I went down. oh man, for health and wellness, this went really bad. So, I started off the year at 7.125. I dropped to 4.5. And I guess I've just been feeling pretty crappy about my self-image and my body, even though in like last year did an amazing thing where it literally grew a human being. I had a healthy birth, a healthy postpartum, and I'm physically doing okay, but I think mentally it's still a struggle at the moment. And so I think that's why this scored super low, especially considering that the year prior to that, I had like a fitness coach and I was into nutrition and I was really working on my health and getting healthier. And then, now I just feel like crap apparently. So yeah, that's not surprising, but also like kind of surprising. For spiritual and personal growth, I was at a 7.25. I dropped down to 6.375. I think it's because I just haven't invested enough time in myself, and that I think these are related to each other. I just have been focusing on our baby, our life, raising a kid, raising a baby, and there just hasn't been time to focus on myself. And so hopefully we will change that. For financial, at the beginning I was at 7.625. I dropped to 6.75, which makes sense. When you get laid off, that is a huge stream of income that went poof away. And, I was very proud of myself for getting that job, getting the promotion and getting a new title, and only for it to be taken away. So that really hurt financially and also like emotionally, but we'll get through it. For physical environment, I was at a 7.625 and I ended up at 7.375. I think just our home is a home. It's very lived in, and there are certain things in the house that take priority, right? And so a lot of things just get pushed to the wayside, or, I need to declutter and I just have a bunch of stuff. And so I think that's why the score went down. So that's how my assessment scoring went. So you can see it here. And so, yeah, it looks pretty average. Compared to, it looks kind of like it all, I guess my goal for everything was 8, except for health and wellness I wanted to maintain. It looks like everything kind of just went down instead. So not great, but also not surprising. And so the other part of the reflection is the intentions. So they are questions that you ask yourself to help you kind of figure out what you want, or reflect on the year and look to the future of what you can do. So for the first question, what could I use more of in my life this year? I put more self-confidence, boosted morale, more income, and wealth. So I'm going to close the book. What could I use less of in my life this year? Worry, anxiety, self-doubt, and pressure. What characteristics would I like to nurture this year? Presence, success, active, and joy, or joyful. 3 habits I want to develop this year are my health habits, so water, steps, and movement, and journaling. And I guess health habits should be split to water, steps, and movement, and journaling. So I guess I'll just say 4 habits. This year I'll be more present, productive, purposeful, intentional, and confident. I will do less second guessing, doubting myself. I will give myself grace for trying new things and not working out. So trying and failing, not being okay with most of the things that I tried not working, right? I will let go of perfectionism, getting things right the first time, one of my biggest issues, over planning and not doing and following through. So yeah, I will embrace trying new things, being open to new ideas, making connections, building a community of people who are like me. And so for my word of the year, I'm missing something. I was supposed to put a sticker here, but let me go grab that actually. My word of the year is intention. So that is my word of the year. So the reason why I chose this word and what this word means to me, moving with intention. This is the life I have wanted for so long. The circumstances of everything that has happened this year has pushed me to pursue my ideas. I don't know what I wrote here. Change, evolve, and be the best self that I can be for the life I want. So the reason why I chose intention is it did show up in like the wordings that I used when I was answering these questions. But also, the last words that I've used have been from songs. And so there is a Tool song, not surprising because that was my first word. It was a Tool song. There is a Tool song called Intention. And the meaning behind it is when you read the lyrics, it's about, at least how my interpretation is about the kind of evolution of humanity and kind of like the dual-sidedness of it, where it is like the beautiful, the strength, the wonder of humanity, but then also like the kind of the dark side, the dark side of humanity, the worst that comes out, and having both of those. But the reason why I said that, why I chose this word, and with that song, is it just kind of felt like this year is a year of evolution. It is a year of change, and for me to do that, my actions need to be intentional, and not just in work but also in my life as well. Raising a baby in this world that we are in now, I want a better world for her in the future, and for all of the children. I used to work in early learning, and so the children are the future. So all of these actions that I have and all of these words that I say, everything that they hear and she hears, it is intentional. And, I want to be the best person I can be for her, but also for myself and for my family and for everybody. So everything is for this year is going to be intention. So, it's kind of weird now that I'm saying it so much, like the more that you say it, the weirder it sounds. Anyway, I'm going to stop saying the word, but that's my word of the year. So yay. I'm going to kind of draw out or write out what I want the goals to be. So I'm going to write it here actually, because it's easier. So, for personal, I want to move this or get this to 8.5. I feel that, I'm already doing pretty good. So if I can maintain it, I want to write that, maintain. I think that's good. That's good enough. For fun and recreation, I want to keep this pretty much at 8 as well. Maintain. It's still pretty high, but I want to keep it that way. So for work and learning, surprisingly, this is high, but I'm actually going to up it. I want to up it to 9. So this is going to be a progress goal. Since it's already pretty high, I think just being consistent with my work will keep things going, I guess. So for family and relationships, I want this to stay at, I want it to be, I'm going to put 7.5. I'm going to maintain this as well. I feel that my relationships with my family, my friends are great, and I want to keep it that way. So this is the one where I'm wanting to really stretch. So I'm going to make it a goal of 7. That's how it was in the beginning of the year, was 7.125. I want to get it to 7. I really want to stretch myself, give myself grace, give myself love, and really just be there for myself. And so I'm going to try to increase that. I forgot how much I missed going to the gym. I forgot how much I missed like walking, being outside, doing my nutrition and stuff like that. And so with my baby now, she is eating solid food. And so it's been a lot of fun kind of figuring out how to incorporate what she eats with what we eat to incorporate how she's going to eat it. So and she's been a champ. Like, she loves to eat, like loves it so much. So I'm excited for that. For spiritual and personal growth, I'm going to do 7. And this is going to be progress because even though the number isn't that high, there's still just a lot of work to do in this area. This area has always been, spiritual and personal growth has always been kind of just low for me in general. So that's going to take a little bit. So for financial, I want to up to 8. And this I'm considering a stretch because income in this area of work is not guaranteed. And so I think that's where the stretch is going to come from, is in this financial area. And then for physical environment, I'm going to put 7.5 to maintain. There are some things in our spaces that I do want to update and change, and definitely declutter, get rid of things. And so this is the goal of the areas that I want to be at. So I'm going to color that in. The 2026 will be in blue. So I'm going to do like this. I think this is doable for me, and I think that's why I'm doing halves, because I don't want to push myself too hard. Especially considering how much is going on in our lives right now. I'm going to make some annual goals, or actually I have some annual goals already. I just need to tell you what they are. So I'm going to make that really quickly, and then I'll be right back. It'll literally probably be the same thing as this. Like, it's probably just going to look like exactly like this. So yeah, one moment. So here are my 2026 annual goals for each area of life. So for personal, I want to complete my memory planning. So I have my 2025 combo of creative vertical and photo memory that I am working on. And then I want to upkeep my 2026 of the same thing. I also have some optional goals in some areas, just because I tend to like reach further than I need to, or sometimes I like rebel against myself where I'm like, I don't want to do that. I want to do this instead. That's where those come in. So for the optional for personal, it's to backlog my 2024 stuff. I kind of stopped in the middle of the year for 2024. And so I just need 6 more months of that. But I don't want to put too much pressure on myself because I do want to intentional, right? I want to be in the moment. And so that's why 2026 is kind of, it would be the more important one, I guess, the priority, and then 2025 and then 2024. For fun and recreation, I want to read 15 books. The stretch I wanted, if I could, want to reach 26 books. I want to try 10 new video games, but not necessarily complete them. So I want to try 10 new ones. And optionally, I want to finish 5 of those games, or 5 games, whatever. And then I want to upkeep my hobby journal. So I'm calling it a hobby journal. It might be a media journal. It might be, yeah, I think hobby journal. I'm not sure, but I will have a video up on that. But it's basically going to be a classic sized planner that is divided into the different media and hobbies that I do and that I consume, and kind of just keeping track of my reflections of those things. So I want to keep that. For work and learning, I am doing the HB90 system, which is by Heart Breathings. It is kind of, yeah, it's like a goal setting system that I'm using specifically for work. Yeah, check out Heart Breathings. It's a great system. I used it back last year or the last 2 years, and it chunks it down into each quarter. So it's much more manageable, at least in my eyes, for the environment that I want to work in, which is content creation. And work and learn for this, I also want to reach some sort of income to come in. 1K monthly would be fantastic. We'll see if that happens this year. I'm not holding my breath because anything can happen, but also anything can happen, so you never know. For family and relationships, the same thing. I want to reach out to family monthly. That was going well for me. And I also, instead of like husband dates, date night, I want to try to do daughter dates monthly. So something for just me and my daughter, and then really encouraging my husband to do something with just him and my daughter. And trying to do that once a month at least. For health and wellness, this is the one where I'm really gonna have to really reflect on, because these habits continue on each year, and for the most part I do them, but not always. And so I'm going to put them in now. I'm not going to put too much pressure because these are things that I am doing currently. So just keeping and maintaining. Optionally going to the gym 2 times weekly. It's an optional thing. I don't have to do it if I don't want to, but I really want to. But I don't know if I can. So that's why it's on there. For spiritual and personal growth, I am doing a kind of like a read through with my sister, and so that is on here. And then I'm carrying over the One New Trail Park monthly. Since my daughter is getting bigger, she will be probably walking this year, and so being able to go to these new areas and new places for her to explore is something I'm really excited about, and so I wanted to carry that over into this year. For financial, the main thing is bringing down another card, bringing that debt down by 50%. And so that one's a big one. Optionally, opening retirement. So looking into opening a retirement account as somebody who is like self-employed, and then a savings account for our baby. We have one, but I'm looking at other avenues just to start building that now. But it's an optional thing. We have one, just looking to see if we should do others. Physical environment, I want to kind of get the home decorated. So we didn't do that last year just because that wasn't our focus. But now I think it'll be a lot of fun to get those decorations up. And also I want to get a new mattress. New mattress has been on our list for years. But finally, I think it's now the time that we need to get one. So those are my annual goals for 2026. It doesn't seem that exciting to me, but actually, no, it is really exciting. I'm really excited for all of the things that I'm trying to achieve and accomplish in just the personal life, right? Like these were things that I was already doing, but I want to keep going because these are the things that bring me joy and these are the things that make me happy. So that is my 2025 reflection and my 2026 annual goals done in my planner. I know I'm really late, but we have been out of town. I actually did all of these reflections on my phone while we were out of town, and so there was a lot of reflection going on. So all in all, this took probably a good over the course of a week, I would say, of just kind of coming back to this. So this wasn't just something that I did right now. I have notes and I have a lot of different drafts of these. And so this took time for me to do and to think about. But yeah, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. Be on the lookout for my next videos. I'm really trying to be accountable with my monthly check-ins, trying to keep myself accountable on all of these areas. And so yeah, if you're interested and you want to see more of my videos, go ahead and click on my face to subscribe to my channel. And if you like what you saw and you want to see more, give my video a like. It really helps me out. I am really looking forward to sharing more with you this year. Maybe more with my creative vertical, maybe more with like different projects that I'm taking on. I do have a sewing project that I have in mind that I would love to share, maybe some vlogging. So yeah, be on the lookout for those videos. But until then, I love you all so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.